Hello and welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I'm your host Hayden. This is your co-host
Cicely.
And this week we're talking about a guest recommended movie by our special guest, our mother, on the Christmas episode last week. And this week we're talking about Terrifier. It came out in 2016. It is unrated, the first unrated movie we've done on the podcast. It's 1 hour, 25 minutes long, and it got a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Too low. For those of you who don't know what the movie's about, on Halloween night, Tara Hayes finds herself as the obsession of a sadistic murderer known as Art the Clown. So, sis, what do you think about this movie? You want to start off? Because I know how much you love clowns.
This isn't my favorite movie in the world. Okay, it's a really good horror movie for me. Like,
That's
it really scares me. It's good in that aspect, but I don't like watching it because it really freaks me out.
What all freaks you out about the movie? Other than the fact it's a clown.
Yeah, well, he's a very creepy clown.
That's true.
Very creepy. He carries around a bag of weapons. He stares at people and doesn't say a word. He says not one word throughout the whole movie.
Doesn't have any lines.
That's terrifying. He doesn't say anything. At least Pennywise speaks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least I know what he's saying. This guy says nothing. And I'm sure he's tall, because he looks tall.
Yeah,
right?
He does, yeah. He seems tall. I'm sure the dude is. Thornton is his last name. I forget his name.
He's a freak. So, I'd say it's like, it does a good job. It gets the job done, for me.
That's true.
I have a hard time watching this movie.
So, the scenes I want to talk about, there's a lot to unpack from this movie.
Yeah.
The very opening of the movie is just the shot of that creepy little TV playing the interview.
Yeah, that's really creepy.
It's that zooming into the TV and it's just static. That just kind of gives you like the sense of like this movie's gonna be just weird.
It makes you feel uneasy for sure. Yeah,
just staring at a buzzing TV. So weird. And then there's the interview right in the beginning of the movie. Her face is like, it's so disgusting.
Okay, listen.
It's so weird. It's
very weird looking, but I feel super bad for her.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because she just got her face
I mean, I know
ripped
it's
off.
not real, but I'm like, oh,
yeah,
poor girl.
But she got her face ripped off and eaten by the dude.
Yes. What the fuck?
But her face is super weird and creepy. The beginning makes you think that it's actually like a sequel to this movie, or that he's or Art the Clown is like telling the story somehow. Because I mean, there's the interview, and then after finding out the ending, you know, it comes back
to it. It circles back.
I have written all the way at the end is that it's a full circle ending.
Yeah.
But if you watch the whole movie and then watch the beginning again, it shows the interview and that girl, and you find out what happens to that girl. So why did it circle back like that? You know, so is it like Art's telling the story, or is this a flashback or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They kind of make you kind of question how this story, what's
Yeah.
going on right from the beginning. The phone call scene where she's in the dressing room on the phone with, I'm assuming is her husband. I kind of understand why she killed her. She's making fun of her.
Yeah.
In her dressing room, like, oh, if I ever get like that, I hope you kill me, or whatever.
It's awful.
Yeah, that's awful to say. You kind of deserved it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? Not
somewhere that, like a dressing room at where you just had this woman on as an interviewee.
Like, you can't wait.
Go home and talk about it.
Yeah,
like, do it in your private. I don't know. Kind of understandable that she killed her, though.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
And I want to say that in this scene, the woman's cell phone actually worked properly. So, like, a lot of movies, not just horror, but movies in general, they'll have a cell phone, but they'll have a picture open of, like, oh, husband, and then the numbers and the red button. But it looked like she was actually calling someone, because when she put it up to her ear, the screen dimmed.
Well, I think it was like a low-budget movie, so I'm sure they used a real, like...
iPhone, but I mean, like, even like when people do use
you know what I'm saying?
But in a lot of movies, when they do that, it's usually like a picture, because they keep
I'm catching your drift.
Going over the scene over and over again, and maybe there was a blooper, so they had to do it again, so they just open a picture, hold it up to their head, kind of thing. But for once, I'm sure there are movies that do it right. But like this time, she actually put the phone up and it dims. Like, I always look at that because it's always funny when you see an actor holding their phone up and it's just like their background picture is just like right next to their head or something, or it's like a picture of the phone.
It's like not even legit.
It's not legit, yeah. Which is understandable sometimes, but I actually liked it.
You know what I'm saying though? Like they probably didn't have like a lot to put into like editing that, so they're like, you know what? You go over there, call this phone.
Yeah,
you know
just call my phone and say stuff into it.
Yeah.
But it also, that scene makes you think, like, why did she do that right in the beginning? Obviously, you don't know the movie. Why did she kill that woman? Other than her saying mean stuff about her. But, like, at this point, you don't know what happened to her face.
Yeah.
You don't know why she's,
You don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, you don't know why she's fucked up in the head, so why did she kill that woman? Obviously, that question gets answered later, but I want to talk about the meeting Art scene. So, yes, there's him, like, building the weapons and, like, painting his face and putting on his outfit, but I'm talking about the scene where Tara and Dawn are walking down the street and they turn around and see Art staring at them with the big garbage bag of toys.
Toys.
Imagine you're in that position.
I would kill myself.
Just imagine you're in that position. You're standing on the sidewalk at night, 1 a.m. maybe, and you're drunk, and you turn around and see this clown.
Then you added you're drunk. I'm done for.
And you see this clown with this giant
absolutely
garbage bag.
Done for.
I don't know what I would do. I'd obviously just get in the car. Don't care if I'm drunk or not. I'm driving as far as I can. Hopefully, a cop does pull me over and be like, "Dude, there was this creepy clown. I don't know."
I'm boosting away.
I don't know what he was gonna do, but he looked creepy. I just wanted to get away from there. Sorry, I was driving drunk. But
sorry, not sorry.
But it was just creepy. Just him staring at them like that.
Oh yeah, I would.
And the wave,
I'm always afraid my fight or flight wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And it would just be freeze.
Just stare at him.
Like, I'd just be like, oh fuck.
Start throwing rocks.
I feel like if I was drunk though, I'd try to fucking square up with him. You know what I mean?
Knowing you probably
would. I'd be like,
would.
bring it on, buddy. Bring it on.
I also want to talk about how Dawn should have just listened to Tara.
Yeah.
She should have just listened, got in the car, let her drive.
This whole
Tara obviously wasn't hammered.
Made a fucking... You fucked yourselves. Just get in the car, go home.
Yeah.
Get in the car, go home.
Like, Tara obviously wasn't hammered, so she probably could have driven at least far enough away from the clown.
Like a little bit, you know, you guys should have had a DD in the first place.
Yeah, if you planned on drinking.
But we're getting technical, so...
Yeah. But
either way, get in the car.
In that situation, get in the car. Even if he breaks the windows or something, like, you can just turn on the car and drive away.
Yeah.
He didn't pop your tire yet, but that's also getting a little ahead of ourselves because they didn't know that was going to happen. But why did they walk to the pizza shop? Just drive to the pizza shop and then eat food. It couldn't have been that far if you walked. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Just drive around, like, the corner and park in front of the pizza place so you wouldn't have to walk back to your car.
Exactly.
After
you see a clown?
Especially after seeing the clown.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I want to talk about in the pizza shop, Art buys the ring.
Yes.
Imagine a clown buying a quarter ring out of that little thingy, walking up to you and putting it on your finger.
I would scream.
This is going to be a fun episode.
Like,
just listening to you imagine a clown messing with you. No, but like, she's already freaked out about this clown. It's basically stalking her.
Yeah.
And then he walks over and like puts a ring on her ring finger like they're married. Like that's super creepy. Sorry, you can have him. So they're walking back to the car. Art got thrown out for
you skipped.
Art got thrown out for rubbing his shit all over the walls.
Yeah, you skipped the part where he was staring at them. Just staring at them from the booth.
Oh, I meant to write that down. I meant to write down the selfie scene because there's a couple selfie scenes in here. I want to talk about the selfie scene that I forgot to write down, where she walks over and snaps him with his hat.
She's a psychopath.
Yeah, but she snaps him with the hat.
Yeah.
Like she goes, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah.
This is like
she's got some balls.
Yeah, I was like, "How are you this confident around this clown, staring at your friend?"
He's sitting there staring at you with a giant garbage bag next to him.
And then like the faces he was making at Tara too.
The second he walked in, I would have been like, "Oh,
I'm out.
Okay, bye.
Screw the food."
not that
or
hungry anymore.
they should have gotten their food to go, like Tara said. Once again, you should have listened to Tara. Grab your food and leave.
Come on, guys.
So Art gets kicked out for rubbing his shit on the walls.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Gross. They leave. They start walking back, find out that the tire's busted. They call the sister. I want to talk about how inconsiderate the sister's roommates are.
Yeah.
Number one, they were, okay, it's Halloween, fair. But they're partying on a midterm night.
Yeah,
it's literally in 5
motherfuckers.
hours. I'm like, are you dumb? Like, even me, who hated school and studying, would have been like, all right, I can skip the party for tonight. I'll go out the next day or something. But, like, he just busts in this room where she's studying.
Rude.
And like, oh, sorry, I didn't know you were here. And then proceed to go and make out with your boyfriend on the bed next to her. What is wrong with you?
I guess that's college life. I don't know.
I guess, but like, go to his room or something.
That's what I mean. What are you
Like,
guys doing in here?
That is so inconsiderate.
Rude.
Now I want to talk about the pizza shop murders, where Art goes back and kills him.
Yeah, that's rough.
So it's very good prosthetic work and stuff. The face being lit on fire was wow. I mean, you could obviously tell that one was fake because it's a lower budget movie, but like that was really disgusting. Eyes were ripped out, and his mouth was, his tongue was like ripped out of his head and set on fire and stuff.
Yeah, that was
like,
pretty gnarly.
That was gnarly. And then what was his name? Kevin or whatever. Cleaning the shit off the toilet, and he's saying about the overtime, you better pay me time and a half.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I would be mad too, but like,
I'm not cleaning shit off the walls.
it's funny how he's just like yelling for the boss when he's literally dead.
Yeah, he's dead in the room.
And then he sees the head and runs over to the phone, goes to grab it, and Art just chops his hand off, like half of his hand.
Yeah.
Like, that looked really good too.
Ain't no thing.
Like, if the blood didn't look so fake, you probably could have thought that was absolutely 100% real.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was insane how they did that. That was really
Nasty.
cool. And then he stabs him in the face.
Yeah. Just
that knife.
This movie is so gory.
The knife sticking
So
out of his
gory.
face like that looked incredibly real. It looked really good. It was crazy. Okay, so we go back to Tara and Dawn, and she has to pee. First rule, why are you just sitting in the car? Like,
okay, she's sitting in the car. Did she even lock the doors?
no, I don't think so.
The first thing you do when you get in the car,
I get your tire
And you're a
flat, but
woman
if there's
by
a
yourself.
creepy clown coming around,
and you saw a clown, lock the fucking door.
lock the doors and drive on the flat tire.
Just
Go
do it.
Go really
Just
slow
do it.
and go like 3 blocks down.
Yeah.
He won't find you.
As
We're
far
good.
as far as you can go.
Exactly. But the exterminator was a really nice guy. Throughout the whole movie, he was a pretty nice guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he could have technically gotten in trouble for even letting her in, so I understand his,
Hesitation.
letting her in, but like, he was a nice dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad character for the movie.
He was some relief that there is a good
Yeah.
person in
Yeah.
the movie.
At least one good person in the movie.
Yeah.
Art getting in the car with Dawn.
Oh my god.
That was creepy. Like, she's just sitting there, messing with, taking selfies in the hat and hearing the radio station.
Yeah. Like, if you heard that and then she went back and looked at her pictures and was like, oh, that's probably the guy I just took
Didn't lock the
pictures with."
doors, and he just got right in the car. Remember the radio scene that I just talked about?
Okay.
For the fear facts later. What I mean is that the radio was talking about a mass murdering serial killer clown that they obviously met, but the news doesn't know who it is, so the news is describing what's going on.
Yeah.
Just remember that scene for later.
Okay.
But yeah, Art getting in the car was just really creepy and unexpected. Like, Dawn thought that Tara got back in the car. We all thought Tara got back in the car.
Yeah.
Until the camera pans around and it's just Art sitting there ready to murder her next. Yikes. The baby doll lady, cat lady, she's incredibly strange.
Yeah, she is. But not that far off from what's going on.
Yeah, I guess, but like...
Like, she's like, oh yeah, don't go near that clown. She knows. But aren't they friends?
Who?
Her and the clown?
No.
Or acquaintances, I think they...
No, they never met before.
Must be... I'm thinking of something else.
She's trying to protect her baby doll later in the movie.
Right.
But like she was saying, oh, it's nice to have some neighbors around. She didn't expect a killer clown.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, she didn't really expect a killer clown. So who knows? But no, they didn't know each other before that. She just thought that Tara was a new tenant in the building or something. Like, she's probably the only one living there.
Yeah.
And it's only because she's homeless.
Exactly.
And she's just so weird to show up like that and be like, oh, look at my porcelain baby. She was like, obviously girl. Creeped out. Sorry. I feel bad for you having to deal with this woman. Yeah, that's a baby doll. I mean, I get it. You know, people lose kids and then get a baby doll and stuff like that. But, like, she was just weird.
She thought it was a real baby.
Yeah. Kind of like that other movie, The Boy. Did you see that?
With Brahms?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's freaky.
With Lauren Cohen or whatever is it?
That shit's freaky.
From Walking Dead. Yeah, that was a creepy movie there. We'll have to do that too eventually. And then here's the scene that you said that always freaked you out. So she's down in the bathroom, stuff like that. She's walking towards the front door, and then she sees Art standing there in the front door.
Yeah.
And he lunges at her.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that part freaks you out?
Oh, every part, but yeah, yep.
He the way he lunges at her, like he's just standing there like all happy and stuff with his hands in the scalpel and stuff, and then he just like
scalpel.
The way he does it, he's just like So that's such a creepy scene.
I would die if that were me.
Now we're getting to the part. So yeah, Tara runs away and stuff like that.
Yada yada.
She's stabbed in the leg. That whole scene's a really good scene too, but like she eventually gets caught. There was a moment, kind of a goof I guess you could say, where she's pounding on the door yelling for somebody. The door's unlocked. You can see the latch is open.
Like it's clearly unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's one of those ones like I have on the garage where you have to put the padlock on.
Yeah.
It was open. It wasn't locked. She could have opened the door. So that was kind of like an oversight on the movie's end, but like I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, she runs up, sees the exterminator guy, starts screaming. He captures her and stabs her in the neck, ties her to the chair. Dawn's murder scene. That has to be one of the most brutal ways to die and watch your best friend die.
That scene for me was like, that did it.
Yeah,
I was like I don't want to watch this movie again.
That's rough.
That was rough.
For the people that haven't seen it and are listening to this, you know, because, you know, you love spoilers.
Yeah.
What happens is that he hangs Dawn upside down from chains by her ankles, ties her hands behind her back, and duct tapes her mouth, and then proceeds to hacksaw his way down from
her hoochie coochie,
her groin, I was going to go with,
okay,
all the way down through to her head, to where her head was still attached.
And it's rusty.
It's all rusty and stuff, but like, that's least of her problems. She's already cut in half. I mean, the hacksaw probably wouldn't be able to get that far, but for movie's sake, that is so brutal.
Ew, when I first saw that, I don't have words.
That's brutal, and all the blood flying everywhere.
Had to watch it?
Yeah, and Tara had to watch her friend get ripped apart like that.
Oh my god.
And then he gets to the stomach, and her intestines just fall out onto the floor.
Ugh.
That's so gross.
So nasty.
I mean, the gore factor of this movie is a 10 out of 10.
It is fucking gory.
It is 10 out of 10.
Gory.
15 out of 10 because this is way worse than most movies, especially like one thing I do like about this movie is the 80s kind of horror feel to it. Like the vibe. Yeah, the vibe to it, and the text and all that other stuff. But like even what it does better than the 80s movies is like the gore. 80s movies were gory, and this is somehow much worse. Good movie, but man, is it disgusting. Disgusting. My favorite scene in this movie.
You have a favorite scene?
This is my favorite scene because it's absolutely hilarious.
Are you talking about the...
I'll get
Go
there.
ahead.
Tara breaks out of the chair, smacks him in the head, running away, grabs the 2x4, beats the shit out of Art, and he just pulls out a gun and shoots her. That's just the most hilarious scene in this movie. Like, he's down pretending like he's hurt, and he just whips out a gun and shoots her in the leg. Like, I just think that's hilarious.
Awful.
Like, that's so funny. He was there just, like, torturing his victims with, like, scalpels and stuff. He just whips
pulls
out
out
a
a
gun
gun.
and shoots her.
Like,
And-
he has a whole bag full of goodies.
I know. And he shoots her in the head. And then he runs out of bullets. Or he doesn't shoot her in the head.
Yeah. No,
Shot her in the cheek.
Uh-huh.
And then shoots her in the chest. And then runs out of bullets. Leaves. Reloads the gun. Comes back and empties the clip into her face. Like, I just think that's so funny that he just...
So fucked.
He had this gun the whole time.
Yeah.
And he was getting beat with a 2x4. And he didn't even think to pull it out any
why
sooner.
didn't he pull that out sooner?
Like, that's just... I just think it's hilarious that he just pulls out the gun. And then I also think that this next part's pretty funny. Is when Tara is dead, right?
Yeah.
He chases after Cat Lady.
Uh-huh.
Or no, she runs and he just like waddles away. He
waddles
goes back to Dawn's mutilated corpse and takes a selfie with it. Like, that's just so funny.
Fucked.
It's fucked up, but it's funny. Art holding the baby scene is what you were talking about.
That's weird.
He's
don't
just
like
sitting
that.
Indian style on the floor, just...
Yep.
He's like waving to the little baby doll. So
Ew.
like, it's so creepy. Just seeing down like a sewer tunnel you're walking down, right?
Yeah. I'm just
the
casually walking
the
down.
tunnel at East End Park.
No.
You've gone through there before.
Fuck no. I will never walk back through that tunnel.
So just think here, a tunnel similar to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just see in the middle as you're walking, this Art the Clown sitting on the floor with a little porcelain baby doll.
You can't walk
I
past that.
I would sprint so fast the other way.
Oh, hell yeah.
I get she was trying to get her baby back. I get it.
Okay. I would go back if he had, like, my dog. Absolutely. I'd
To
beat
her-
the living shit
To her,
out of
this
him.
is a real baby. To her. So in her mind, I understand why she did it. Because in her mind, she thinks it's a
guess,
real
but
baby.
Also,
I would be so far. I would be 2 states away before he even
Literally.
stood up.
if
would just be-
if he was holding my honey buns or my Echo, I'd be like, all right,
Just Superman.
time to buck up.
Superman punch him right in the mouth, grab honey, and run.
Run.
He would never have Echo. Echo would rip
Echo
his throat out.
Beat the shit out of him, yeah.
He'd be dead before
He'd
even.
get my bonbon.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, she'd probably go up to him and
Be
then
like,
just.
hi.
How are you?
Pet my butt.
Yeah. And then he scalps the cat lady,
Aye.
and he's pretending to be Tara on the floor with the wig.
Yes.
And-
Yes, that
and-
was so weird.
It's so gross.
So weird.
And she comes in. Oh, Tara, are you okay? Number one, how long has it been since you saw your sister? Because she had significantly shorter hair
Yeah.
than what he had on.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. It must be.
You guys must not see each other that much.
But it's just him laying on the floor is just so weird.
It's so weird.
And him wearing her body parts.
So weird.
And then he comes out of there like all...
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's so weird.
I know when I watched it, I was like, okay. Who thought of that?
And then after he's, beaten, he's doing his little silence...
Dancey dance.
The Silence of the Lambs dance.
Uh-huh.
And he was beating on the cabinet she's hiding in. That other
Oh, I hate
exterminator,
that.
Will the Exterminator, comes in.
Yeah.
And then he just severs his head.
Yeah.
Well, not... Yeah,
Well,
he
no.
does sever it. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he
he's
kicks it later. You probably don't remember that part. You're probably grossed out. But, like, he's just, like, sawing at his throat, going, like, the whole way through. And he rips it off and kicks it like a soccer ball.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's rough.
That's fucked.
Well, first he stabbed him right in the dome, stuck the knife in there, and then sliced his head off.
That's so freaky.
Another part that I find absolutely hilarious
It's not funny.
is Art on the bike.
That's what I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say earlier.
That
is funny.
it's so
But
funny
if
just
I saw that in person, I'd
Running.
be shitting my pants.
running. So like
Shitting
he's just
my
like going in a
pants.
little circle, and then like he
ridiculous.
rides away and then crashes. It's
Yeah.
just so funny. You just hear
Like-
him crash, and then you just see the bike sitting there. It's just so funny.
It is funny.
And then she's, trying to escape, and he comes with the bag on her face.
Uh-huh.
That whole scene before he popped out, I thought there was like so many places he could have popped out.
Yeah.
Like that little tunnel and the doorway she was looking at, behind her, beside her. Like there were so many places he could pop out. And I was not expecting him to pop out from behind her. I saw the movie before I watched it today, but I still didn't expect him to pop out and just like put a bag around her face. It looked more like saran wrap or something, but She finally got the idea to rip a mouth hole so she could breathe. But then there's the whipping scene. He pulls out his flail and just starts smacking her with the scalpels and the surgical scissors and stuff. Imagine the pain.
Oh my god, I can't even.
That has to hurt so bad. And then, you know, she escapes with the exterminator. Exterminator's dead. Called the police.
Yep.
Starts running away, right? Then there's the truck scene.
Yeah.
So she escapes, right? And she's sitting in the room. He just mows her down with the truck.
It's awful.
That sucks so bad.
It's awful.
Like, you just fought for your life, and he just pulls out like an RPG of horror movies and just smacks you with a car. Like, it's like, that's like the ultimate thing. Like, how are you supposed to escape from a car?
You just can't.
With a busted leg and you're cut
You're
up
done.
and everything. Like, man, he just pulled out the ultimate weapon there.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's eating her face, right?
Right.
Where he kills himself scene. That's pretty psychotic and rough. Him shooting himself. Like, he was just like slowly pretending like he was gonna put his hands up and stuff like that, and then just bang.
Bang.
Whoa.
All right, buddy.
I was not expecting that. That's rough. Yeah, that was really cool scene how they did that though. The cop's acting was pretty good. Telling him to put his hands up and stuff. But man, him just turning around and bang, it was almost as fast as the chick from the lodge.
Yeah,
like that was quick. Like
that
you
was
saw
quick.
You saw it for like maybe 3 seconds and Art was dead. In the lodge, it was like half a second and boom, her brains were on the wall. Man, anyway.
Anywho.
Then the bodies get to the morgue. And the doctor's standing there. I have written down this scene adds that supernatural element to him. He just blew his brains out. And you're telling me he's still alive and he wouldn't be supernatural?
Yeah.
In some way? It's definitely supernatural. The movies before this is All Hallows Eve. There's movies before Terrifier that say that he's a supernatural figure. This movie didn't tell us that until the end. So, you know, it finally did at the end. Then I have written the full circle ending where we find out why she's all screwed up and everything.
Her face looks melted.
Yeah, that's gross. That sucks.
That
and
really
she
sucks.
spent all that time in the mental institution and stuff. That sucks.
That sucks. Yeah.
Well, what did you actually like about this movie?
I guess the girl power.
Girl power?
How she, you know, I don't know. She put up a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Art was very creepy. He definitely got the job done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'll give him that. But it's really good in the sense that it's really good at scaring me.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to watch it again.
Do you like the aesthetic of this one?
I'm going to say no. This is the first one I don't like the aesthetic of. So.
Fair enough.
First one.
Write it down in the history books. The first movie, Cicely doesn't like the aesthetic too.
No, I'm good.
I like that it's like an 80s feel kind of horror movie.
Okay.
They're really gory. You know, the old school kind of text in the beginning. And I also like that this movie isn't too full of itself.
Yeah.
Like, it's not trying to be more than it is.
Nope.
What it is just
That's it.
Art killing people, and it's really gory.
And he's real freaky.
And he's freaky.
He's
like
a little
he
weirdo.
did. That's what the movie did perfectly. That's what the movie told us it was going to be, and it did exactly what it did. That.
Did the thing.
Yeah. I like the creepiness of this movie too. Like, he did a really good job of being like real weird and creepy.
Real creepy.
He was really good. I don't care for the acting. So I kind of understand the low rating, but not 5.6. I definitely think it was higher.
I mean,
for like the horror aspect, it deserves. I gave it a 7.5. It deserves higher than a 5.6. I think I said.
I think the acting was kind of shitty, but
Dawn and Tara got
Art.
better.
Art did the best.
Art was absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Tara and Dawn got better as the movie went on.
Yeah.
The sister was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
She wasn't great. She wasn't awful. She was like kind of middle.
Yeah.
The exterminator dude wasn't great. The bald one.
No, he wasn't. I mean, I liked his character, but he was
when
amazing.
he was standing outside, his acting wasn't too bad. But when the cat lady came up, I didn't really like his acting in that scene. It was kind of strange.
It was a little off.
The cat lady, she did an okay job. She wasn't bad. But definitely Art the Clown was the best one in this movie.
He totally was.
But the acting was a little iffy in this. But
I agree.
as a movie, it's it's a pretty good movie if you want to be creeped out and grossed out.
Yeah, it definitely gets the job done.
It's definitely a disgusting movie.
Gory.
Have anything else you want to talk about
No.
before I get into these fear facts? All right, let's start then. So David Howard Thornton, that's the dude who plays Art, was a mime in real life.
Oh, wow. So he already knew what to do.
So this really helped his performance as Art the Clown.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So yes, he doesn't have any lines to speak because he is a mime, right? But he was already practiced at that. You know, he didn't have to fake it. Yeah, he was a mime prior.
Well, that makes sense. That adds up.
That radio scene I was telling you about, right?
Uh-huh.
So there's an ambulance that drives past.
Yeah.
Completely unscripted. Completely by accident. That was a real life ambulance that drove past.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember that.
It was saying, oh, there's a murder at the pizza shop, blah, 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 and stuff. And then the ambulance goes by. Yeah, it was completely by accident.
Interesting.
Free ambulance. They didn't have to rent one for that scene or anything.
It's good timing.
So the director made Art as different to Pennywise as he possibly could.
Oh, really?
He was very adamant about making it completely different. And what that means is, like, he wasn't colorful. He was black and white.
Yeah.
He didn't have any hair. Pennywise had the big afro thing.
Bald.
He didn't talk.
Right.
He wanted this to be completely and utterly different from Pennywise. He didn't want to copy Pennywise in any way.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, obviously.
He did a good job.
So the tunnels that they were escaping through,
yeah,
the sister and the exterminator, I think her name's Victoria. Anyway, those were actually real tunnels from the hospital of Seaview. And for the people, and you probably might not know this, those tunnels were used back when tuberculosis was a bad thing. Like, was actually killing a ton of people. Seaview Hospital was the biggest tuberculosis rehabilitation center ever. So they would use those tunnels to transport tuberculosis corpses through. So when patients would die, they would take them down into those tunnels there so that the other patients didn't see them, and they would cremate them.
Oh my god. And they used that?
Yeah, they used the tunnels for the movie.
That makes it even creepier.
So where she got the bag on her face was, I think, the crematorium.
Oh my god.
Like, that adds more creepiness factor to the movie, doesn't it?
Sure.
For the next one, Will the Exterminator, which I'm pretty sure is the one who got his throat, like his neck cut off.
Yeah.
Will the Exterminator is played by Michael Levy, I think his name is Michael Levy, who was the Staten Island Clown, who apparently started the viral scary clown craze in 2014.
Oh my god.
2 years prior to the Great Clown Panic of 2016.
Yes.
Same year that this was released.
Oh my god.
So the dude in the movie started the whole clown craze thing.
Wow. Fuck that.
The whole creepy thing that was going on all those years.
That was a scary time in my life, okay?
Yeah, for you, it definitely should have been. Did you see any clowns when that was going on?
But I worked at the Beanery in Uniontown.
That's true.
Where a lot of clowns were located. And I'd have to be walked to my car after every shift.
Well, that's good.
Ugh.
So Art's flail that we were talking about, with the scalpel and stuff, it is made out of victim's hair with sharp instruments tied to it, is what the thing was called. But it had scalpels and surgical scissors on it, but it was made from victim's hair.
Ew.
He would tie it to victim's hair. That's kind of gross too, isn't it?
I hate that.
So the middle finger scene where he flips off the sister for stabbing him in the foot, that was ad-libbed. It wasn't even scripted.
That's funny.
They
actually, I thought that part was kind of funny.
Yeah, so when they were filming, he flipped her off, and they thought that it was so funny that they had to leave it in.
Yeah.
Like the whole crew started busting out laughing, and this was actually archive footage, so they had to cut the girl out of the scene.
Yeah.
Like they had to digitally cut her out because she was standing off to the side or whatever.
Yeah.
And they zoomed in on his face of him flipping her off or whatever. It wasn't even supposed to be in the movie.
That's so funny.
And then for my final fear fact, Dawn, the actress who played Dawn, almost went to the ER, because she was in the mold for her death scene for over an hour because she kept moving and ripping too much of the mold off.
Yeah.
So she was stuck in there for almost over an hour and almost sent to the ER because she kept wiggling and stuff.
So why did she almost go to the ER? What was
Because
the
she
problem?
like had trouble breathing and like
Oh, gotcha.
like yeah, it's kind of that kind of sucks.
That fucking sucks.
That was it for my fear facts. You have anything you want to add?
No, other than thanks, Mom, for nothing, and I'm not watching this movie again. So
We'll eventually have to watch the second one.
I know. I already said that earlier. And
No,
I'm
I
not
really
prepared
enjoyed the
mentally.
movie.
You
As
saw
like
the second one?
no,
Oh.
not yet.
Oh, the first one you're talking about?
Yeah, I was waiting for the episode to watch the second one. I really enjoyed this movie for like its gore and horror factor.
Yeah.
You know, the acting was kind of iffy
Mm-hmm.
for some of them, but as far as the killings and stuff goes, man, it gets a 10 out of 10. It's a great movie for that if you like being creeped out and disgusted by a horror movie and stuff. This definitely does it. And from what our dad says, the second one is even worse.
Yeah, he said the second one was worse.
So I can't wait to see how much more gory that is.
I'm not prepared mentally.
I didn't think you were. So do you have anything else for last thoughts?
I'm just hoping that I don't have to watch this movie again, and I'm not mentally prepared for the second one.
Yeah, no, I know.
And they did a good job.
They definitely did.
Yep, they did a good
Art the Clown was definitely
got the job done.
Yeah, he was a creepy figure.
In my book.
Yeah.
So I really don't enjoy watching it, but it is like a 7.5.
Yeah, it's
Scare
definitely
factor.
Yeah, it's definitely a good scary movie. So
Yeah.
you guys should go watch it.
Quality is not like 10 out of 10, but like acting and the budget
Yeah.
or whatever. But scare factor, oh yeah,
The scare and disgust
Pretty
gets
good.
10 out of 10. Art the
Pretty
Clown
good.
gets 10 out of 10.
he does.
Everyone else gets like 7.
Yeah, so
I'll give Dawn and Tara an 8 because they do get better. But Art the Clown was the best one in that movie. Definitely the best actor in the movie. But if that's all you got, that's all I got.
yep, pretty much.
Next week we'll have Friday the 13th with a special guest.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you tune into that. We're going to probably do a special guest just once a month, you know, at the beginning of the month sometime. We have actually another guest lined up. We obviously aren't going to tell you who it is just yet. But
It's a surprise.
it's a surprise. And obviously we can't have anybody like celebrities. I wish. That'd be cool. Have Art
Celebrity.
the Clown. Have
Art, thanks
Art
for
the-
coming.
Yeah. Yay. Thanks, Art the Clown.
I'd leave. He can
Or
take
maybe
my
we
spot.
could find and see if he has a Cameo account.
That
and,
would be
like,
cool.
Like pay for like, hey, you want to be on our podcast? How much would it be?
Yeah.
But
That
no.
would be cool.
That would be cool if
mean,
we
that'd
could
be
do that
cool.
eventually. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But no, next week's gonna be Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th.
Uh-oh.
So it's kind of a holiday, sort of. It's more like a special
Yeah,
event,
for sure.
special occurrence. So obviously we need Friday the 13th
Yeah.
on Friday the 13th,
Obviously.
and that's obviously a special occasion to have a guest.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yep. Period.
So that's all we got. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week with Friday the 13th.
Catch you later.